Oh, I didn't see you there. I was actually just reading a book, and I realized that I may have the solution for one of your biggest problems, and honestly, the problem of all of us, including me, of course, which is that your focus is just fucked up. You have shitty concentration. You can just read a paragraph of a book without, like flinching, without your brain going nuts, without it frying itself, without you going all. Why is that? Well, first of all, to explain it to you, we are spoiled in today's society. We are spoiled in on many levels, bro. We are spoiled. But what is really spoiled, one of the things, is our dopamine receptors. What am I talking about, you may ask? Well, dopamine receptors, I have it wrote down because I'm not a neurologist, um, are responsible for registering the outside stimuli, right? The things from outside that influence ourselves. Um, for registering the outside stimuli that activate the hormone of happiness, dopamine, in a very, bro, science way, sorry. Dopamine receptors catch the, some things that cause happiness. Basically, it can be, yeah, dopamine is temporary, right? Because it's like, that's basically how emotions work. Every emotion has this, like, the fear hormone, the anger hormone, there's, it goes like a signal, blah, 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 and you feel something in a certain way that your body, speaking basically with yourself to yourself. I don't know. Well, basically, and yeah, basically that's how dopamine receptors work. So right now, if you're watching this video and if it seems interesting to you, if it makes you happy, if it seems funny to you, if it's arousing in some way, then you are feeding your dopamine receptors stimuli that it converts to dopamine. It basically gives a signal to brain, yo, feel happy. You have reason to feel happy, so do that. Well, yeah, and we do more and more stuff that activates this relation. Um, our brain is told more and more times to feel happy. So, when we get a lot of something, when we are fed up with something, when we are used to something, when we get accustomed, we basically take it for granted. So, you don't think, just be honest, if you're in a decent situation right now in life financially, you just don't open your fridge, and every time you open it, you don't say every time you open your fridge, oh, I'm so grateful for the food. Every time you go to bed, you don't say, um I'm so grateful for this bed. No, it's just normal to you that is there, and it seems like, a necessity, something that could never be any other thing, unless you're some gratitude journaling expert. And exactly, like our stomach can get used to eating a lot of food, and when you eat too much and then you eat the normal amount, the normal sane amount will seem like pretty little to you, and you will not even feel full with it, right? And our nervous systems work exactly like that. When if you are used to scrolling TikTok for 2 hours every day, the 1 hour will not be satisfying for you. And this is the danger of indulging in too much dopamine, because you're basically fucking up your dopamine receptors. If you please just imagine that after a whole day of work, of intense work, you grab a book, and it feels like so relaxing. It's such a beautiful feeling. There are people who hate to read. They need to force themselves to read. They have like, okay, today I will read 5 pages. Oh, I did it! I did it! I have read that 5 pages. And there are people. Have you noticed that old people tend to read more, and moreover they tend to really get pleasure from reading? That's why. That's because they were raised with no TV, mobiles, computers. Uh, it's the only pleasure that they've known, and we have spoiled our nervous systems, our dopamine receptors, with this intense amount of dopamine. Like, you don't even know how bad is it? Really? And it's like it's getting worse and worse. First it was like movies, then series, then like videos, then short videos, like 15 seconds. These short format vids are the worst because it's like 15 seconds one video. Every time you scroll, you get a quick dopamine shot because there's something new and exciting. And if you get used to like dopamine, to receiving these like really rapid shots, then when you're reading a book, there's the dopamine flow is really steady. It's like, oh, the character is doing something. They are riding a horse and they're riding it through the desert and through the forest. You will not last. You will last even, bro. You will last shorter than literally your dad in bed. Yeah, it's that bad, really. Bro, that's fucked up, honestly. I don't know if you can even comprehend what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm just bad at explaining, but if this video did help you, please let me know. Because, as I've stated before, I am not a neurologist. I'm just really all these videos just me talking what I know. And I am aware of the fact that I still know very little. Yet I think even if I know very little, it may be enough to help someone, just someone. So if you got anything out of this, I don't know, lecture, I guess. 16-year-old boy trying to be like Jordan Peterson. I don't know, subscriber shit, I guess.